Well, hello there. You know what I'm wondering today? I'm wondering if you're tired of keto, carnivore, and zero carb people acting like there's only one meat spread that exists, and that's liver pâté. Well, you know what? I've had enough because there's another meat spread in the shadows of pâté that deserves its spot in our food community. And you know what that is? It's rillettes. Let's start talking about why it's amazing. All right, well, thanks for watching. I'm Andrea Bassett from Forcemeat Academy, and today I just want to tell you about this other amazing meat spread that's called rillettes. Look at that, very spreadable. That nobody in the keto, carnivore, zero carb world is talking about, even though it's totally amazing. All right, so first of all, I just want to tell you how to spell this word because I'm saying rillettes, but it's a French word. It's spelled Rillettes. So I'll tell you, the first time I said it out loud, I said, "Hey, I'm making some rillettes." That was wrong. Don't do that. Anyway, so yeah, I've been a carnivore since January of 2018. So like at this point I'm filming over 2.5 years now. And there's a lot of folks who love pâté, liver pâté. And you know what? I like liver pâté. It's pretty good. But I don't like touching liver all the time. And there's another meat spread that I think our community needs to embrace, and that's the rillette. Now, here's why we need to embrace this French food. First of all, it has hardly any ingredients. It's made of meat, fat, some spices, which if you can tolerate them, that's great. And a little wine or water or stock. And that's all. It's easy to cook. Basically, what I just said, you put it all in a pot, you put it in the oven, you cook it, read a book while it's cooking, take it out of the oven, remove your bay leaf and the bones, mix it together, and stuff it in a pot like this. It's also called potted meat. The second reason I think keto, zero carb, carnivore folks would like it is because it's low carb naturally. You don't have to go through the recipe and painstakingly figure out which substitutions you can make and how are you going to get it to feel like the real thing. Because the real thing is already keto, carnivore. And speaking of that, the other thing that I think will be a relief for folks is to know that it's, besides naturally being keto carnivore, it's naturally got those like high fat ratios, right? So if you're on high fat carnivore, which I'm doing now, you don't have to worry about like adding more fat to bump up you get your fat ratio. So let me just tell you, I took this book, which is amazing. I opened it to the rillette chapter. I randomly picked a recipe, and then I took all those ingredients, went over to the USDA food tracker or USDA food nutrition database, figured out all the macros, right? So just like, it was totally random. I did not pre-plan this, but there was, which recipe was it? It was a rabbit rillette recipe. So the recipe had rabbit, lard, I guess some spices in there too, but I did not include those. And so the percentage of fat by calories was 79.9%. So whether you're like medium fat or high fat, like that's pretty good. And that's just what you could expect with rillettes because it's just made of meat and fat. And then the other thing that I think is important for folks to know is rillette is delicious. There's none of that same thing you get with liver pâté where you're like, oh, if you don't like liver, try this recipe because you'll love this liver pâté recipe. There's none of that. I'm one of those people. I don't love liver. I think any liver pâté recipe that I do love is about 50% butter or whipping cream and 50% liver plus maybe some wine in there. But you don't have to go, oh, I don't like the taste of this, I'll have to disguise it. It's all delicious right from the get-go. Now, on the downside, of course, rillette is not as nutritious as liver because liver is a disgusting nutritional powerhouse, but that's okay because you don't have to eat only pâté all the time. You can expand your meat spreads and come on into the world of rillette. So I just want to show you this. It's a little sweaty because I took it out of the freezer, but you could see from the texture it's kind of chunky, it's very fatty, and then of course you seal it with more fat just to keep the air out, and it tastes delicious. So there you have it. I'm breaking the silence about rillette. It's time to have rillette come up and be a talked about meat spread in our keto, carnivore, zero carb community because it is amazing and it's super easy to make. Like easy to make, which is one of my favorite ways to make food. And I think if you're into the animal-based foods only category, your patience for making dinner has maybe gone this way, as mine has. So this fits into that perfectly. All right, well, that's all I have to say about that. If you like this video, please click the like button down there. If you want to see more of these videos, please subscribe, the button also down there. And if you want more information about why folks on keto, carnivore, zero carb are really going to want to add rillette to their way of eating, head on over to my website and check out the article called 8 Reasons to Eat Rillette on Keto, Carnivore, and Zero Carb, because I have listed them all out there in calm and logical fashion and no ranting like I've done here on this video. All right, well, that's all for now. May your meat spreads be delicious and diverse. Okay, thanks so much. Bye. Oh, it's still on. Ha, oops.